What's going on, all you gamers? Today we're back with some more Elden Ring goodness, and what I'm going to cover today is what I believe is the best way in which you can farm the maximum amount of runes in Elden Ring. So if you want to level fast and know a great way of getting runes, then stay tuned. That's coming up next. Welcome back, all you guys and girls. As always, for all things gaming, for all things Xbox, then why not hit that subscribe and bell icon? I'll bring you all the latest and greatest content, hints, tips, guides and builds. But for today, you're going to want to know how to get your hands on a lot of runes, and this can actually be done very early game. Probably a bit earlier than you should be able to kind of get your hands on this amount of runes. Now, at the very start of the game, you're going to come across this person just up here. You come across him very early, just as you make your way out of the tunnels below. No doubt you'll remember him. It's this guy with the mask, bit of a strange fella at the start, and afterwards you get a kind of quest from him that's going to make your life a lot easier. So later on, once you've done a bit of the game, what you got to do is make your way just over here to the Rose Church. When I was doing this, the closest waypoint I had was the Boiled Prawn Shack, but since then I've uncovered another one and it's just up here, and that's the Fallen Ruins of the Lake. Make your way to that number 2 marker, the Church of Rose, and we'll kick off the quest from there. So once you're there, just at the front of it, you're going to be greeted by the same fella again. You're going to want to speak to him and he's going to start a chain of dialogue. Make sure you pick this first option, that they didn't seem right. I'm not sure what happens with the second one, but I know you definitely want to pick this one. After that, you're going to want to talk to him again, and this time he's going to do something slightly different. He's going to give you some festering bloody fingers, which is going to allow you to invade other players. What you're going to want to do is activate them probably close to a site of grace, seems to be the best in my experience. I had a little bit of trouble with this at the start. If it just says trying to invade over and over, you're not going to probably get in, so try another location. I found the best location overall for myself was probably in the capital, but most places tend to work with a little bit of trial and error. Now once you've invaded, don't worry, win, lose, draw, probably even disconnect, it doesn't tend to matter. All that matters is that you've actually tried it and you've invaded somebody's game. Most times you are going to get an absolute pasting because there's 2 or 3 people that you've invaded, but sometimes you may well be able to take them down. Luckily for myself, out of 3 I managed to take down 2 of them. I think one was because they were fighting a boss at the same time, so I felt a bit sorry for them. After that, make your way back to the same fella at the Rose Church, and then speak to them again. Again, you're going to want to pick the first option, and this one's going to be Anoint Me. Upon picking that option, he's going to give you a nice key item, which is the Lord of Blood's Favour. He then tells you you're going to have to soak this with a maiden's blood, but because you're maidenless, it's going to be a bit trickier for yourself, so you're going to have to find a destination in which you can do this. The best place that I found was to start off at the Grand Lift of Dectus, just up the top here, and from there we wanted to make our way down to kind of the Frenzied Village, and then up a little bit until we found a broken down church. Now this can be a bit tricky because on your way here there is actually a tower that causes madness. You can either time it right or you can just leg it and hope for the best, but you can definitely make it through, and this I found was still the easiest place to get to. You're going to want to go to this location just up here, so follow the waypoint I've put and make your way. Again, once you do reach the exact location, there is a bit of a test for you because you're going to encounter an NPC who's going to have invaded you and you're going to have to fend them off. And that's the Fingerprint Vike. This guy actually has a good chunk of damage about him, has a nice skill set, and he almost wiped me out when I wasn't ready. So definitely have your wits about you and go in for the kill, because I would say damaging him first rather than being long range would definitely work for the best. he will reward you with Vike's War Spear, which is pretty tasty. From there you're going to make your way straight inside and you'll be at the Church of Inhibition. Once in here you'll be able to find a nice Finger Maiden set, so you're going to get the robe, the fillet and the shoes, and you're going to be able to soak that item in the blood of the maiden that's just there, as well as pick up a sacred tear, so well worth knowing this location even if you weren't doing this quest. Having completed the ordeal that he told you about, you go straight back to him, and that's the final trial completed. Keep speaking to him and things will turn a little bit weird as he asks for your hand and then does this to you. From there he's going to reward you with a bloody finger, but more so than that you're going to want to speak to him again, because then you're going to get the main thing you're after in order to do this massive rune farming technique, and that's the Pure Blood Knight's Medal. He tells you not to use this until it is the perfect time. You're going to completely forego that and use it straight away by clicking on it and pressing use. Now just before we get into that, I would say if you don't have anything that's long range on you, and I mean very long range like a bow and arrow and such, probably make your way to the Church of Ella just here, grab yourself as many arrows as you need, a lot is definitely advised, and then go back to the round table and speak to the Twin Maiden Husks and get yourself a nice easy to use bow. This will come in handy because you're going to need this for the next part. So once you have used the medallion, you're going to make it all the way to Mogwin's Palace, which is kind of a secret area that's a lower stage of the map. So if you did need to get back here for Xbox at the very least, you'll click in your right analog and it will show you the layers of the map. From here you're going to walk all the way forward, pick up the item on the ground, which is nice because it's the map piece you need in order to know exactly where you're going, and walk a little bit more forward and you're going to be able to pick up your grace site in case you need to get back here at any time. Now after that, knowing where to go is vital because I was bopping around here for quite some time without finding the actual way. What you're going to want to do is make your way around the outside and head in this direction so that you can get to the kind of plateau on top, which is exactly where we want to go for the next grace point. So jump on your trusty steed, make sure you're heading in the right direction, and then set off. This first part I found kind of hugging the wall was best. Don't look behind you because there's a million enemies that can absolutely one-shot you, some really tough enemies in this area, but once you get to this bit you know you're heading in the right direction with the two kind of people hanging from the trees. Keep making your way through. These guys actually hit quite hard and they're a bit faster than I was expecting, so you're going to want to make sure you're not within their melee range. Just keep going up here and make your way up the hill. Once at the end here, we're at the exact destination we need in order to start our rune farming goodness. So like I said earlier, you're now at the Palace Approach Ledge Road. What you're going to do is equip that bow. From there, just make it to this location here. You're going to want to go kind of over this rock I found for the best, because then I could auto-target what I needed to auto-target. There's going to be an absolutely huge chicken monster just over here, or a bird should I say. If you'll have a look, if I'm too far to the left, I hit the tree, so you're going to want to be on the right, and that way you're going to get the shot off straight away, hit the chicken, come over here, and just reset it. Every single time you do this, you're going to get 11k, give or take runes, if you have no extra stuff on you. So if you haven't used a golden foot, and you haven't got the medallion that ups your runes, you're still going to get 11k every single time. Again, like I said, if you're in the wrong location, it won't work, so you're going to want to make sure you're slightly to the right and can shoot past the tree. Again, make it straight back to here, and this time, if you'll notice, I got 55,000. This works exactly the same as every other enemy in the game. At certain times, if they're enraged, the ones with the glowy eyes, you're going to get 5 times the amount you usually would. Keep doing this for a while and you're going to get a massive amount of runes just from farming this one kind of bird-like enemy. Also, if you need to target it by zooming, you can do that, but I found it was much more time consuming, and sometimes I would hit the tree as well. It depends where you stand, you've got to get a little bit further over on the right. It didn't work quite as fast in my eyes. But do this for a while and you will get hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of runes, and millions if you're doing it for a little while. Also, later on in the game, if you've managed to get some of those nice boss weapons, as you can see here, each one of these enemies will be giving you 2k every time you kill them. So if you've got a nice sword, or you've got some nice AoE endgame magic, you may well be able to farm a lot more on this a lot faster if you come back here once you're fully geared up, equip the golden scarab talisman, grab yourself a pickled foot, and you're good to go. As always, all you guys and girls, Full Things Gaming, Full Things Xbox, take care. I'll see you on the next day.